Hey everyone, welcome back to Tuino Thinks family. Today we are going to watch a different horror story. An egg falls from space above our Earth and a tiny spider comes out of that egg. So this is not a spider like the one on Earth. It grows very fast. Beyond all this, it is a cruel killer spider. So what kind of problems will this spider cause? Will humans escape from this spider? The whole story is about it. It is going to be very, very interesting. Watch the full video. Do you remember the Inno Thinks where you came from? Everyone, subscribe to your Inno Thinks and give your support. So today we are going to watch an American horror story called Sting, which was released in 2024. So at the beginning of the story, an old grandmother, they are watching TV at home and are knitting something like a sweater. Suddenly, they hear a sound like something running from the vent of their house. Grandma gets very scared. She quickly takes out the telephone directory and says that if there are any rats or insects in the house, in her area, there are some people who can drive them away. They call someone. His name is Frank. Frank also doesn't answer the phone. What's the matter? It comes to my vent and I hear a sound like something running. I'm sure it's a rat. Okay, tell me your name and address. I'll come right away. Grandma thinks something like that because she has amnesia. Good job. Grandma has written down her name and address there. Grandma's name comes up. So my name is Helga. My name is Helga. This is my home address. She calls Frank and tells him everything clearly. It takes a while. Frank comes to our grandmother's house, but there is another van outside, and it is the van of his competitor who kills all insects just like our Frank. What is our competitor here? Maybe he is trying to fool our customer. Frank starts going straight to grandma's house. On the way, there is a vent. Something seems to be flowing from that vent. Frank has no idea what it is. So, when he knocks on grandma's door, grandma opens the door. Who are you? Grandma. Grandma. You called me. There is a sound coming from the house. Oh, I have a little memory loss. That's why I forgot. Look here. Grandma, no matter what kind of memory loss she has, this is my area. Any house with a rat problem will call me. Come out. The competitor's car is parked. I don't understand how he got here. So while they're talking like this, a sound starts coming from the vent inside grandma's house. Oh grandma, did you just say that sound? I think it's a big rat. I'm going to get drunk. So Frank starts going inside. Following that sound, he sees something like a little girl's room. The sound is coming from inside that room. When he opens the door, there is only a blood stain. Frank doesn't understand anything. He goes to the side and looks. There is a dead body, and it doesn't belong to anyone else. Our Frank's competitor is there. His body is there. Frank is shocked to see it. When our Frank sees it, something comes and attacks him. Frank is struggling to escape, screaming terribly. Grandma comes here and says, "Hey, they're watching TV. He forgets everything." They're going because they remember it, right? They're sitting next to the TV and they're starting to knit that sweater again. Frank comes in and puts it away. It's making a terrible noise. As soon as he hears that noise, Grandma gets scared and goes straight to the telephone directory and starts calling other people who catch rats and other insects. So what does that mean? Grandma has already come and called that competitor. When he comes to check Grandma's house, something comes and attacks him. Grandma forgets about it and calls Frank again. He also comes into Grandma's house and gets stuck in something and dies. Grandma forgets everything again and is arranging for the next person. While we're thinking, what's going on here? The story goes back 4 days to the past. So it comes. It's winter time and it's snowing terribly. Then a meteorite from space comes straight to Earth. That's right. That Helga grandma was there. She broke all the glass in the storeroom of the apartment she was in. It made a hole in a dollhouse and fell in. So, I thought it was a very small meteorite. But I thought it wasn't really a meteorite. It was an egg. It just opened and a strange spider came out of it. At that time, I saw a little girl making some sound from the vent in the storeroom. This girl's name is Charlotte. She came to that apartment. There are many houses. Everything is connected to the vent. You can go from one house to another through the vent. That's how Charlotte came from her house and came to the storeroom through the vent. Actually, our starting point. We saw that the grandmother Helga, who was the granddaughter of our Charles, came to the storeroom and was looking at all the things. That's when Charles noticed the spider. She was holding the spider in her hand and looking at it like that. Another grandmother came to the storeroom. She is the owner of this apartment, and she is our Charles' other grandmother. This is her sister, we can call her our house owner grandmother. So the spider's egg came and broke the glass and fell into the storeroom. The house owner must have heard the sound at the party, that's why she came to the storeroom. So this Charlotte also understood and put the spider in a can, closed it and escaped through the same vent as she came. They start when the house owner's grandmother comes into the storeroom and sees that the glass is broken and there is a hole in the doll house. She must have done all that. She is angry and says that Charlotte must have done all that. Our Charlotte thinks that she can go to her room through the vent. On the way, she sees Grandma Helga's room. She is sitting on the sofa, watching TV, knitting a sweater. Then, when she goes through the vent, the house owner's grandmother comes and says that our Charlotte has a father. She scolds him and says, "Look, your daughter has come to the storeroom again. She has broken everything there. The glass is broken. You should fix it yourself." Charlotte is also watching this from the vent. She is in a hurry to get out before her father comes into the room. They go to the room and put the spider they brought in the box in a big glass jar. At that time, Charlotte's father comes in and says, "What's the matter, Ethan?" They call her by name because this is not Charlotte's real father. Charlotte is her mother's second husband. He is her stepfather. Our Charlotte also has a younger brother, Papa. This child was born to Ethan and Charlotte's mother. That's why her mother comes and says, "Hey Charlotte, look after your brother for a while." Charlotte doesn't like it at all, but she has no other choice but to watch. She just sits on the couch and watches her work. Brother Papa is lying down and says, "Let's see about our work." This Charlotte's hobby is taking photos of everything in the house. They post it on the internet, so they take a photo of the spider and post it, give it a name, like Sting, so they want to raise the spider as a pet. Then there is a black snake, they kill it and put it in the jar where the spider is. The black snake bites the spider and the spider just stands there watching. "Let's eat it quickly." While they are talking, the little brother makes a sound. So he looks back for a second and looks at the glass jar again. He sees the spider and the black snake. On the lid of the glass jar, the spider has left its web and trapped the black snake. How can you do this? He thinks, I want to watch this. When he throws another black snake in, he sees that the spider leaves the heat and picks up the black fly like a spider. Normally, a spider's web is very soft, but this one is very strong and thick. At this time, our father with a shawl comes and is looking into some problem in the house of the people living in this apartment, the plumbing work. A lonely lady is looking into all the plumbing work under the sink in her house and fixing everything. He is going home to take a rest. But our mother with the shawl comes to him and says, "Charlotte, if you have been looking at it for so long, now you can take care of it." She gives him the baby and leaves. Where are they going? They are going to the house of their mother, Helga Patty, who lives in the same apartment. There, our Helga Patty and the house owner Patty are both sitting and watching TV. Helga Patty, since he has amnesia, he forgets to sleep. Our mother in the shawl goes and tells him that it's time for him to sleep. So, it's night time, when everyone sleeps. There's that little boy in the shawl. That boy hasn't slept yet. Mother comes and puts the boy to sleep. The father in the shawl comes and draws a comic. Then, he hears a sound coming from Shawl's room. He opens Shawl's room and sees that Shawl has drawn a spider. Next to it, there's that jar. That jar is full of spider webs. When he looks closely, he sees Shawl coming to that place. "What are you doing in my room?" "I heard a sound. I came and saw why you're not sleeping yet. Did you sleep a little during the day?" "That's why I'm going to sleep now." They lie down on the bed and start sleeping. Our Charlotte comes and doesn't get too close to him because Charlotte really likes her real father, but he likes Charlotte very much. When will Charlotte change? She might be happy too. So Charlotte is sleeping. He is also looking at his drawing work. At this time, Charlotte, who was locked in that glass jar, starts to open the lid of that glass jar. Charlotte is sleeping. She can see the shadow of that spider. When we see that, we can understand that the spider has grown very well. Our Charlotte will use it. The vent is going that way. That spider is starting to go. Where is it going? That Helga, the grandmother, is going to be there. That's how she leaves the room. Grandma Helga is sleeping soundly. She is raising a parrot. The parrot is making noises as if it is scared of something. It starts screaming. Now it is the next day. Our mother, father, and brother, who are all sitting at the dining table, are eating. Then Grandma Helga starts screaming. When Grandma Helga goes to see what is going on, she is shocked. Because the parrot that Grandma Helga was raising has died in a very cruel way. It is scary to see. The cage where the parrot was kept looks like it was cut with a sharp cutting blade. I don't know who did it. Maybe it was a big rat. They immediately call our Frank, who catches all kinds of insects and rats. Frank also comes and looks at the big cat. Oh, what did he see? It doesn't look like a rat farm. Maybe there is something else. Frank also checks it. When I saw it, I thought something had come through this vent. He was putting a smoke bomb in the vent. There was no problem for the people, but the guy who killed the parrot would definitely die. Don't worry, mind your own business. But we know that it was a spider that killed the parrot. That spider is not in the vent now. It's in the same container that our Charlotte was kept in. Our Charlotte came next to it and was using the internet. Then, when he played the sound of a cat screaming, the spider also made the same sound as the cat. Charlotte didn't understand how a spider could scream like that. Why should he check it? When he played the sound of a bird screaming, the spider also made the same sound as the bird. Charles also understands that this is not a normal spider, this is a different level of spider. They bring a lot of black flies and whistle at the spider and start training the spider in the same way as we train a dog. Then, a mouthful of milk that was on top comes down and falls down and we put it between our clothes that no insects can get in. When it comes to our house, it says that it is delicious camphor. As soon as it comes near, the spider in the glass jar is alarmed. Charles also takes the mouthful of milk in his hand and touches the glass jar with the spider web. As soon as he touches it, it melts. If this mouthful is very good for the spider, then it falls down with the glass in fear. Good job, our Charlotte. They are catching that spider, it has grown very big in a few days. Charlotte understands that, and that Frank is also spraying the apartment full of medicine, without leaving a place. That's how he is sleeping in our Charlotte's room, but Charlotte is hid. In my room, what are you doing? Are we here to spray it? We don't need any of that, you get out of here. My pet doesn't like all this. Which pet? Can I see it? What is it? No, it's not a spider. Our Frank also says, look here, if Papa raised it, it would be affectionate towards us, even if it were half affectionate towards us, but that spider came and was just an insect, all it knows is to eat and kill, that's all, and Charlotte is not like my pet, a spider. She says, okay, can I see it? And they also ask that glass jar. They show it, it's full of spiders. When he turns on the light and checks it, the spider comes and jumps out of the room. Frank is also scared. Charles doesn't like you in my bed, that's why he's scared. Okay, what's wrong with this room? I'm going to go get your grandma's payment. The house owner goes to grandma and says, she'll only give you half the payment. Frank says, Grandma, you only give me this much, that's all I can give you. They talk like that. Frank can't do anything. The man is coming from there. It's nighttime. Everyone is sleeping. But it seems like our spider in the shawl has come out of that glass door. Why is it open? That spider is also going through that vent. That lonely lady is in this apartment. She starts going through that vent. The lady came and got a dog. The dog came and sensed something coming through the vent, and immediately the sleeping lady woke up and said, hey, what's wrong with you? You're screaming in the middle of the night? Can't you be okay? And they sent the dog away. Then the lady came and opened a cupboard and saw inside, there was a lot of medicine, like they were taking a lot of medication. But the lady didn't see it at all. She only took her medication. So she put it away and put it back in. When she left, she saw that the spider was still on her body. While the lady was looking at her family photo, the spider behind the photo got scared and jumped and attacked the lady's face. They fall down and only when they get up do they realize that their forehead is bleeding because that spider is so strong that even when it kills the parrot, it cuts the cage and kills them. The lady quickly goes to the mirror in the bathroom and looks at its face. Not only did the spider bite her, but its venom is starting to affect the lady. She vomits and faints. When she falls down, she is hit in the back and that's it. The lady can't even move. This is the right time. The spider slowly enters the lady's mouth and starts eating her. The next day, our Charles and his family are eating something when Charlotte asks, what kind of scientist is he? He's not a scientist, he's a biologist, he's a weird psycho, they say. He won't go to his house, but our Charlotte eats and goes straight to his house. He opens the door and says, what do you want? You're a biology student. You know everything about this spider. I know. I have a spider. It's very strange. That biology student comes and says, okay, bring it. That glass jar and that spider are taken away. Our Charso, that biology student also looks at that spider and says, it's okay. Your spider is very big, but that glass jar is very small. It's too big. You need to change it to something else. Do you know one thing? It was very, very small at the start. Once, in the middle, it doubled in size in 2 hours. What do you think, biology student? A spider can't grow that fast. Right when he was talking, he heard a whistling sound. The biology student said, "Why am I whistling?" "It's like a spider is hungry." "Why is a spider whistling?" Charlotte wondered. Spiders don't have a vocal cord, so they can't make any noise. But then, as if he was listening to the sound of a spider screaming from the glass bottle, he was shocked. Charlotte asked, "Are you putting another cockroach in it?" "The spider is catching heat with it. The web is very thick." Seeing all this, the biology student said, "There's no chance of this." Charlotte said, "Give me your spider and I'll give it back to you." But Charlotte didn't think twice. "Look, there's a piece of glass in the bottle. If you me, I'll go to a fish tank. I'll build a house for your spider." Charlotte says, "Okay, there is also a room." When he opens it and goes inside, the lady has died in a brutal manner. Seeing that, the father with the shawl gets scared and immediately calls the police, and the police come and start investigating. So, when the father with the shawl asks him if he has ever seen a lady depressed, he says that she is always depressed and sad, and she drinks a lot and takes a lot of medicine. So, the police also ask a question. When the doctor comes, you say that you went to give it to her. When you ask why the door of her house was open, "No, sir, it was closed. I have a spare key, I used it and said that maybe you went inside and did all this. I don't know what to tell the police." The father with the shawl gets a phone call from our biology student. So immediately, the father with the shallot goes to see the biology student. "Look here, sir. Your daughter has come and raised a spider. It is in this glass bottle. I have done a lot of research. You cannot see such a spider on this earth. It is very, very rare. It may have a terrible poison. If some kind of virus spreads because of this, there is a chance that all of us will die. What do you say?" The father with the shallot also says, "It is just a bottle. There is some kind of web inside. But you will see a spider." Just when this person says that, the biology student also says that he will give a light shock to the lid of the glass bottle. The spider comes down and looks at the father with the shallot. The father with the shallot gets scared. So, quickly, he goes to the shallot and asks, "Where are you raising that spider? You are not lying." He gave it to the biology student and said it was his bed. He promised not to tell anyone, but now that he told you, they are angry. They go to the biology student's house and ask him why he said that. It is not an ordinary spider. He knows that it is my friend. Now, because you said that, they are going to throw my spider out. They are very sad. So, our Shalt's father also says that Shalt did wrong. That spider might have poison in it. We should throw it out. Shalt says that it can't be done. He also says that Shalt is your father. You have to listen to what I say. So, Shalt says that you are not my real father. So, Shalt goes to his room. So, here is that biology student. After this, he is the one who is the one. He's going to kill the spider, so our shallot shouldn't get it. Now he's putting it in a big fish tank and starting to raise it. He's also feeding it to rats. It's eating and growing little by little. So he's got a lot of creatures in it so that it can grow because he's the biology student who says it needs to eat well and grow big. So it's like the fish tank is too big for that. It's eating all the creatures that the biology student gave it, and the fish tank is full of blood. So he breaks the fish tank and it comes out. So at this time, the father in the suit comes and gets ready a machine in the basement. Then he gets a message. Actually, this guy has come and is a comic book artist and is publishing it. He wants to do it. He has been working a lot for it. He does all the other work in this apartment during his free time. So, when he is getting this machine ready, he gets a message saying that he has come to work on a comic book and it won't work. He is really angry. Where are you showing your anger? He just puts the machine on and beats it. The owner's grandmother comes to that place and says, "What are you doing?" "Nothing. The machine won't work. That's why I came to work." "You don't lie. Just look at your face. You must be working on my machine somewhere. Look here. You don't need to do any more work. Okay, if there is a real mechanic, bring him here and I will take care of the work." So Shalt's father comes and they are even more angry. Then this owner lady comes and they are raising a cat. The cat comes and suddenly disappears. It's so sad that her sister, our grandmother, is also there. When she hears the sound of the cat screaming, she says, "Oh, my cat has come." They quickly go to the place where the sound is heard. When they see a vent on the side, it is open. The owner party also has a torch in their hand. Maybe our cat has gone in there. When they get up, they see a shadow with a big spider. They are scared. When they see it, it is a hanging flower. We were scared because of this. So, okay, let's find our cat. They start going. Suddenly, the torch light goes off. There is no battery. Oh, what is this? They ask a friend. There is a matchbox. They turn it on. And then a big spider appears in front of them. It is terrifying to see. They are scared to see it. The spider just pulled them into the wind. What did it do? It damaged them terribly and curled them up like cockroaches. In the same way, the owner's grandmother is also fighting for her life. At this time, our Charlotte comes and somehow she got separated from the spider and died. That lonely lady has a dog with her. That dog is also playing happily. Our Charlotte's mother is laughing and talking happily on the phone. Like this, they are all happy. The only one who is sad is Charlotte's father, who is also repairing the TV because something is not working properly. Then she takes all the anger that she wants to give an electric shock to that TV. The TV is about to break, and so, Charlotte's mother, who is watching this, sends Charlotte to the room and tells him to get his father and go to the room and say, "Go to the room properly." So, Charlotte takes the child and goes to the room and puts the phone in his ear. While the mother is listening to the song, there is that spider on the ceiling. It is watching Charlotte, but Charlotte doesn't see it. They come and listen to the song. Outside, Charlotte's mother and father are talking. "What's your problem? Look, you broke the TV because of your anger. What's the problem with me?" Just now, he opens his mind and thinks that he can talk to his wife. When he thinks that he can talk to his wife, that big spider comes from the ceiling behind him. Seeing it, his mother screams in shock. When he turns around and asks what is this, the spider jumps on his father. He falls down and gets beaten up badly. Not only him but also his mother. They also attack him and scream on the way. Charlotte can't hear any sound because they are listening to the song. But Charlotte has that dog next to her. It screams. Immediately, Charlotte also asks what's wrong. They go to the kitchen and get dog food. They come back. Dad has fallen down and is lying there. They don't even look at anything. They put the food on the dog and lie down again and listen to the song. The dog keeps screaming because it is screaming at the spider. Charlotte doesn't understand anything, and only when they see what it is screaming, they realize that something has happened. The whole place is empty. They also see their mother and father who were talking. They shout, "Mom, where did you go?" But no one, there was no response because the spider had dragged Mom and Dad into the vent. When Charlotte looked, the vent was open. Maybe they had gone in. Charlotte was watching, not understanding. But the spider hadn't killed Mom and Dad, but the heat had trapped them inside the vent. And Dad was screaming terribly. But when that sound came and Charlotte heard it, Charlotte didn't understand anything. "Okay, let's call 911 for help." When she thought about that, there was no signal, so they couldn't call. That dog was there. It was looking at the vent and was slowing down. Our dog and I were going to the child. Suddenly, the dog didn't scream. It was quiet. When we ran to see it, we saw the dog. But the dog's sound was coming from inside the vent. Light was on, so immediately, Charlotte and the dog, they go into the vent and shout, "Dog, are you inside?" There is no response, but there is only one sound, a whistling sound. Charlotte is shocked because the spider they raised is the one making that sound. "Sting, is this you?" As soon as she says that, the spider from inside the vent comes quickly to Charlotte. Charlotte, who is scared, takes a cupboard and closes it. However, the spider bumps into it and tries to get out. Charlotte sits down in fear and starts crying. She is so scared, but the spider is in the room behind Charlotte. That is where Charlotte's brother is. The spider is hanging above the crib where the baby is. So, when Charlotte and her brother come to see the baby, what will happen to Charlotte who sees her father? They go to the vent and scream, "I'm afraid it's going to come and get me." They sit there with a knife in their hand, thinking, "It's definitely coming for us." Charlotte says, "But if we sit like this, we won't be able to protect our father, mother, or brother." Charlotte thinks about it, and they make a decision. "Hurry up, there's that mouthful of poison." Raza Kalparam starts collecting it. We saw it in the beginning. That spider doesn't like to take this mouthful of poison. This is its terrible weakness. They take everything and start being careful. They take a little bit and rub it well on a sweater and put it on. They mix all the remaining mothball powder with water, take it with a water gun, and empty the spider. Charlotte is leaving. Now Charlotte has a weapon. Are they brave enough to go into the vent? They set up a torchlight on the gun and start going into the vent. As they go, they sprinkle water mixed with the mouth milk powder little by little. As they go, Charlotte sees everything. What kind of work has that spider done? That missing dog, cat, and everything is in that place. Seeing that, Charlotte gets scared and just leaves. Somehow, Charlotte has to protect her mother, father, and little brother. Actually, all those spiders come and don't eat the food right away. They weave webs and eat it only when they need it. That's how the owner lady, father, and mother are all there. Now, the owner lady starts eating the food. The owner lady is empty, so the next one is empty, so is our Charlotte's father, so that's why he's shaking with fear. So Charlotte came to the biology student's house through the vent. So she asked him for some help, but the spider emptied the biology stew dent and stuck a heating pad on the ceiling, so he died sometime. Oh what? Charlotte immediately said, that memory flashed, Grandma is there. She goes to her. That mom is sitting and watching TV, so Charlotte asked Grandma if she saw anything different. Grandma said, I don't remember anything. Think carefully. Grandma came and dragged something different away, so if it came here. But Grandma didn't do anything to you, then Grandma's dress will smell. Charlotte, that's when the smell of that mouthwash comes in. Grandma says, don't take off this dress, stay here safely. They mix all the mouthwash in this grandma's house with water and put it in a bottle. They pour a bottle of water over her head and empty the spider. Charlotte starts to leave. So Charlotte hears her father's voice stuck in the vent near the spider. Is there a way Charlotte can find her father? So Grandma is here. She forgets everything. She is sitting and watching TV. At that time, Frank is on the intercom outside and he is talking. We saw this in our starting. Grandma is already making a sound. She calls someone. He will come and empty the spider. The next thing is, she will call Frank. So now, Frank, this is what's happening. So at this time, Charlotte and the powdered water come and spray it on the father who is stuck in the spider's web. And the web melts as soon as it hits him. So somehow, the father escapes. They immediately have to save the mother and the child. They hear the sound of the child. Surely the spider must be there. They try to climb slowly. Suddenly, the spider comes and they slip and fall down. They go to the basement. They come to the laundry area to dump this garbage. So the spider comes after them. What are they doing? The powdered water comes and sprays it. The spider realizes it and runs away. So Charlotte comes and they are very worried because I am the reason for everything that is happening and cries. Charlotte's father is here. Look, you have nothing to do with this. You're a very good girl, but that spider is the worst. So first, let's stop it and somehow save mom and dad. While they're talking, Tom falls down, dripping blood. If you see who it is, it's our Frank. That spider must have come and dragged him into the hole. Is that the guy who fell here? Oh, what a big spider. Hey, little girl, show mom that spider in a glass bottle. It's you, you see. How big a problem you've caused. I'm stuck somewhere else. Oh, Grandma, save me. That memory like Grandma is trying to call Grandma. Oh, this Grandma will forget everything else. What's she doing? When she's moaning, Dad says, put a little of this liquid in your body. Frank immediately took the spider and blew it on him. Dad, look, you don't have everything here. You understand, you have to protect my house and my son. You have to protect whoever you want first. What do I have to protect? Give me all that liquid or that's it. He took it and started threatening me. Then, Frank, who was in a hurry and afraid of the spider coming from inside, started shooting with the machine in his hand. But the spider became S. When he shot it, the fire alarm was triggered and water started pouring out. Our shallots and their dresses started smelling. Dad poured water on us and all the mothball smell on us was going to go away. That's all, we're going to die. That spider is pushing Frankie around and that's all he's doing. Charlotte and her dad are scared and they quickly run to a place to escape from that spider. Good job. That's where the spider has tied up the mother and little daddy. Dad also goes and quickly removes all the money and saves it. So one way or another, everyone has become one family. But the problem is that the spider is going to come to where they are. Good job. It's a place where they put all this garbage and crush it. So right? When the spider gets to that place, we can turn on our machine and crush the spider. That's the plan. So they wait in the same way. The spider also comes to that place. He turns on the machine. He sees that it's not working because he didn't plug it in. So Dad immediately goes and they try to plug it in, but the spider keeps coming in. Charlotte goes and tries to close the place and block it. Mom is very scared, but even so, she pulls Dad aside and they come and help Charlotte. At this time, what is Dad doing? He tries to plug it in one way, but it just shocks him and he falls far away. The spider is about to stop Charlotte and Mom. What is Charlotte doing? She presses the button to turn on the machine. That's it, crushing the spider, and the spider dies on the spot. But the problem is, Dad, who was shocked, will come and fall down and die. Mom and Dad are doing CPR on Dad, but he doesn't seem to be getting better. Charlotte also closes her eyes and thinks that Dad will somehow get better, right? Dad also gets up with his eyes closed. Charlotte went to Dad and thought, "Are you going to leave me? I was very upset. I'm so happy that you came." Dad is saying that now. Dad is the only one who is so happy. So, is there a way? All of them are happy to escape from that spider. Just when we think about it, that spider has laid a lot of eggs somewhere inside this vent. One of the eggs opens up. They end the film right here without showing whether the spider will come out of it or not. The sad thing about it is that the grandmother, who has no memory of anything that happened, is sitting there watching TV and knitting a sweater. So this is the story? Even if the spider came out of that egg, we only know the weakness of that spider. Surely, humans will beat those spiders. So, they are the ones who are in this. I hope you all liked the movie. Please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to our Thinks and show your support. See you tomorrow at our next level movie. Lots of love, guys.